Your mind is constantly distracted. Notifications, deadlines, an endless loop of to-do lists, each one pulling your attention in a different direction. You sit down to focus, and suddenly, you're scrolling. You open a tab and forget why you came. Your day becomes a blur of half-started thoughts and unfinished tasks. But what if there was an ancient method, a quiet, powerful path that could calm this chaos, sharpen your focus, and gently guide you toward clarity? In this video, I'll introduce you to the Lotus Method, a process inspired by Eastern philosophy, designed to help you return to center. It's more than a productivity hack. It's a way to overcome mental noise, resistance, and self-doubt, and reconnect with deep, purposeful action. Part 1. Khan's battle with resistance. Let me tell you a story. Meet Khan. Smart, driven, full of ideas. He dreams big, of creating something meaningful, changing his life, helping others. But every time he sits down to work on those dreams, something invisible blocks him. He's not lazy. He watches motivational videos. He takes notes during podcasts. He knows all the right habits. But when it comes time to act, he stalls. His mind wanders. He checks his phone. He feels the weight of expectations and the fear of failure. And then comes the self-blame. What's wrong with me? Why can't I just do it? Khan is stuck, and he knows it. But here's the truth. He's not alone. Our brains are wired to avoid discomfort. They seek pleasure, familiarity, and safety, even if that means staying in the same unfulfilling loop. Eastern philosophy compares the mind to a wild monkey, constantly leaping, chattering, reacting. As the Buddha once said, your worst enemy cannot harm you as much as your own unguarded thoughts. So the first step of the Lotus Method is simple, but powerful. Observation. No judgment. Just watch. When Khan stops blaming himself and starts noticing his patterns, something shifts. He begins to understand. And that's the beginning of freedom. Part 2. Acceptance over struggle. For a long time, Khan tried to force discipline. He believed that willpower alone would save him. But the more he pushed, the more resistance pushed back. He grew tired, frustrated, and ashamed. Then he came across a line from Lao Tzu, the Taoist master. Let go, and all will be done. At first, it felt like nonsense. Let go? How would that help? But slowly, Khan began to understand. Maybe his struggle itself was the problem. Maybe pushing against himself was just feeding the resistance. The Lotus Method teaches, you don't need to fight the current. Instead, learn to float with it. Align. Act not from pressure, but from presence. So Khan stopped fighting. He began to listen to his energy. He gave himself permission to rest, and then gently return. And as he did, the heaviness began to lift. Part 3. Power in stillness. Khan decided to try something he'd always ignored. Stillness. He began practicing zazen, sitting meditation. At first, it was unbearable. His mind raced, his legs ached, everything in him screamed to move, to quit, to check his phone. But he stayed, and something beautiful happened. His thoughts slowed, his breath deepened, like a stormy lake settling into still water. His mind began to clear, and in that stillness, Khan saw something new. His problems weren't as overwhelming as he believed. They were simply parts of the path, not obstacles, but teachers. This is the third step of the Lotus Method. Cultivate inner calm. Because clarity doesn't come from thinking more. It comes from stillness, like a lotus rising through muddy water toward the light. Part 4. Conscious action. Now grounded and calm, Khan begins to act. Not in a frantic rush, but with presence. One task at a time, fully there, fully alive. He doesn't multitask. He doesn't chase perfection. He simply shows up, moment by moment. The Shaolin monks say, calm mind, effective action, scattered mind, scattered life. This is the fourth step. Conscious doing. Not forced, not frantic, just aligned, focused effort. It's simple, but deeply powerful. Part 5. The art of patience. Even with his progress, Khan sometimes slips. He doubts. He wonders, why aren't results coming faster? Why am I not there yet? But then he remembers the symbol of his path, the lotus, slow to grow, rooted in mud. But when it blooms, it is breathtaking. He realizes growth is not linear, it's not instant. It's slow, cyclical, quiet, and beautiful. So he stops rushing. He embraces the process. And with that, a deeper peace settles in. This is the final lesson of the Lotus Method. Patience. Not passive waiting, but trusting, steady effort. A question for you. Where are you on this path? Are you resisting, doubting, forcing? Maybe you just need to pause, to observe, to sit still for a few quiet minutes and breathe. The Lotus Method is not about becoming someone else. It's about returning to who you already are, underneath the noise. If this speaks to you, subscribe, and let's walk this path together.